Good morning, everybody, from another beautiful day in sunny Southern California. Sun is out again. It's been an amazing October and November here. Rain is in the forecast, though. They say Wednesday it's supposed to rain a little bit, but not a lot, and the temperature's still in the mid 70s. Kind of amazing weather we're having right now. At any rate, my voice is clearing up a little bit. Doesn't seem like I have a cold, at least. But still a little bit of scratchiness, so bear with me. At any rate, got a little show for you today. Just going to go over the basic stuff that we always go over here. Talking about the hot players, a little bit on the matchups perhaps. And we'll get right into it here. Rookie performances from last night. On screen, you can see we're going to talk about, if I can get his name up there, Brandon Pajemski, I believe. I think I got that one right. I actually looked up the pronunciation of this guy. Brandon Pajemski, I believe, was your hot rookie from last night. And let's just get right into this. He was recalled by the Golden State Warriors from the D-League and responded with a great shooting performance on a 48-minute basis. He scored 37 fantasy points per 48. He didn't really shoot a lot, obviously. I mean, he played just a few minutes, but strong performance per minute. And, he plays for the Warriors. So Pajemski is possibly the next big guy coming up for them. Didn't come from a great school there. Santa Clara, not really known for putting out great players, but he was drafted in the first round of the 2023 draft this year, 19th overall. So there's something about this guy, and we all know the track record of the Warriors. But at any rate, a solid per minute performance by the rookie Brandon Pajemski. And when you look at the Warriors, they're absolutely stacked. I mean, let's just take a minute to look at this team. Phil Johnson's Warriors. The formerly mentioned Bam Adebayo is the ninth highest scorer in the league right now in terms of fantasy points. And they, of course, have Luka Doncic. But a deeper look at this team reveals that they have 8 players in the top 54 in terms of fantasy points. It's absolutely unbelievable. Phil Johnson's Warriors are going to be hard to stop this year. In fact, they can really only stop themselves by not staying healthy, in my opinion. Luka Doncic has not played in more than 66 games since 2019. Chet Holmgren missed all of last season with an injury to his Lisfranc ligament. Drew Holiday is 37 years old. Zion Williamson has his history of injuries. And the list goes on. Of course, every team has issues keeping players on the court. We all know this. And it's kind of sad, actually, that we have to be dependent upon Phil's Warriors getting hurt. But it is what it is. This team is stacked, and having that many players in the top 54 is just unbelievable. If you look at other teams, you'll see that this is not the case. Anyway, moving along with hot players from last night, Giannis Antetokounmpo hit the hot list again with 47 fantasy points per 48 minutes on 35 points on 22 shot attempts. So very efficient offensively. He added 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks with 6 turnovers. Of course, the turnovers are going to run high when a guy handles the ball a lot, like Antetokounmpo does. But they can be overcome with great production. And Giannis, of course, plays for Ben Johnson's Pistons in this league. And the Pistons are a top 6 team right now. And they're going to depend on this guy to keep them in that position. The San Diego Saints got a strong game again from low-minute guy Clint Capella, who was very productive in 24 minutes, logging just 8 points on 6 attempts, but adding 12 rebounds and 3 blocks plus steals to no turnovers. Capella especially excels on the offensive glass, where he gathered 7 of his 12 boards. That's what Capella does. He's an amazing offensive rebounder and very productive per minute. If this was a league like I would like it to be, where you actually had to fill up 48 minutes per position, and maybe somewhere down the line I can get a programmer and I can have a program written where we can have a league like that. Guys like Capella are going to be invaluable. Guys who were very productive in low minutes included Kevon Looney, who had 36 fantasy points per 48 minutes in just 24 minutes. Looney plays for Phil's Warriors. William Slavy's Chris Paul of the Rockets came in with good production with 33 fantasy points per 48 and 26 minutes of play. Moritz Wagner of Phil's Lakers had 36 points per 48 and 21 minutes. The San Diego Saints backup center Goga Bitadze, a recent free agent signing, had 34 points per 48 in just 21 minutes. And Draymond Green, also from the Saints, checked in with an efficient 37 points per 48 in just 18 minutes of play. Green was ejected from the game for a confrontation with the Cavs' Donovan Mitchell. They got into a little bit of a shove match on a fast break, apparently, and the refs didn't take a liking to Green's attitude, and he was ejected after playing just 18 minutes, but very productive in those minutes. A look at the hot free agent shows Peyton Pritchard from last night, 12.7 fantasy points. He played 25 minutes for the Boston Celtics. You've got Haywood Highsmith, I'm going to say. Yep, Haywood Highsmith coming in with 12 fantasy points, 34 minutes for the Miami Heat. Dean Wade, another forward, had 11 fantasy points in just 17 minutes. Strong production there. Sam Hauser, in 18 minutes, had 8.4 fantasy points for the Celtics. And several others here, as you can see, but those were the top performers available. And by the way, transactions are due tomorrow at noon, Monday. That's Monday and Friday, of course. If you don't remember, that is the time to get your free agent bids in if you want to sign free agents. As you can see, it was a fairly low scoring period for a lot of teams who haven't even breached the 100-point mark. There's still today's games to go, Sunday's games. There are 11 games on the schedule, so games in this league should see some changes. The Pistons in this league are in a tight game with the Guardians, and both teams have several players in action. As you can see here, the Guardians at 109.9 and the Fort Wayne Pistons, that's Ben Johnson's team, sitting at 108.7. The Guardians are run by Jeff Just. And as you can also see here, a lot of players playing tonight. In fact, Emmanuel Quickley is already on the court. And looking at some of the other box scores here, there's another one. The Los Angeles Lakers, or the Showtime Lakers, that's Phil's team, is playing against the Saints. Currently, it's 140 to 123. The Saints have Josh Hart on the court. And the Saints, even though they're down by 20 points or 17 points right now, they could still make this up. And they have a few guys playing tonight that could make a difference. Joel Embiid in particular here. As you can see, Kawhi Leonard playing, Draymond Green, he's not suspended, so he will play again tonight and have a chance to add on to his score. I'm just looking at the day's box score right now. You can switch it over to the period right there with the calendar. And then you can see the box score for the entire period. You can see Kevin Huerter with that huge game, and that's going to go into the books. Kevin Huerter with 24 fantasy points. Amazing. And he gets away with that because I believe he's only played one game in this period. If he'd played more than one game, I don't think that score is going to stand. But at any rate, the Saints might be able to pull this one out. There's a lot of low-scoring games, as you can see. Some teams are starting to pull ahead of the 100-point mark, but there's a lot of teams below it. So it'll be an interesting finish to the week. Games will be complete after tonight. Well, that's going to be a wrap for this one. I'll be posting an injury update video later today with my journalistic flair. I'm developing a couple of different personalities for this channel. Don't forget to get your free agent request in by noon tomorrow, which is Monday, November the 13th. Yep, November the 13th. Good luck with your games tonight and your football games if you play fantasy football. This is Glenn checking out from the Southland on another beautiful sunny day. Talk to you guys later.